Alright, what's up, guys? Anybody who's here live? Good to see you. Anybody who's tuning in afterwards, you might want to zip ahead a little bit. Anyway, hope everybody's having a good week. So yeah, what's up, anybody who's joining? Carrie, what's going on, buddy? Good to see you. Thanks for being here. Hope you're doing well. Irving, hello, hello. It's great to be live, and it's great to have you here live. Hope you guys are doing great. Just wanted to spend a little time with you. I've been working on bikes a lot today. I was going to be out. I was going to be getting ready to head out actually right now to do the Uber Eats is working again. And I was going to do it tonight for the first time since they reactivated my account. But that bike has a flat tire, and I had to take the stem off of it to put the Trek bike together, which had a flat tire yesterday. When I got home, I realized I had an Amazon credit, and Big Boys PDV, shout out and thanks again, sent me some taco money. I had enough money to get a set of tires. They were on sale. Tires, tubes, rim strips, tire levers, and all that stuff was like $38 delivered. I was like, okay, screw it. I mean, I'll put brand new tires and tubes on that bike. Rim strips, it'd be as good as new in that regard, and it is now. But I was changing the handlebars on it today, and the stem, the original 37-year-old stem, is broken. Like the bolt broke off inside of it. And there's really no saving it. It's fused in there pretty much. So I had to take the stem off of the $10 bike. What's up, Steve-O? And Paula, hello, Paula. And Ark Anthony, what's up? Might not be too bad on Tuesday. It depends. I mean, the weather's getting nice, so people will probably be out. But yeah, anyway, so the bike that I was going to ride tonight to enjoy this nice warm evening and do some Uber Eats has a flat tire, and I had to use the stem off of it for another bike. So now, I mean, the $10 bike has 11-year-old tires on it, so I'm probably going to have to do the same thing, buy a new set of tires and tubes for it. What's up, JPL Rides? Good to see you, buddy. So, like, these are the two things that I'm looking at right here that I got to get. In the Amazon cart, I got a tire set for that bike and a stem actually for the Trek, and I'm going to put the original stem back on the $10 bike. So I got to do that, and that sets everything back, and I hate that. I'm already way behind, but I have needed to recover, and that's what I've been doing. I've not really done anything strenuous or gone and really done anything at all except for the walk home with a flat tire yesterday and just a short ride around the neighborhood leading up to that. I have to get a set of tires, 700 by 28s with inner tubes, and it comes with tire levers too. It's $36.99. You know, they're Amazon tires, but you know, it's a $10 bike. So anything's going to be better than the junk that it's got on there. The back tire is worn out anyway. The back tube is flat. And the front tire and tube are not much better. And I have to get a stem to replace the one that I broke earlier. I managed to get it out of the bike. It wasn't like fused in the bike, but the bolt that held the handlebar tight, the head broke off, and the rest of the bolt is fused, threaded in the stem, and I don't suppose it's ever coming out. It's a 1988. Well, the one that I've been working on today, JPL Rides, is a 1988 Trek 7000. That. It's got, you weren't supposed to see it. It's got brand new tires and tubes. It's got a different stem and a modern mountain bike handlebar on it right now, and it's like it barely works. Like I had to take off the front brake because the stem, the original stem, was part of the front brake assembly. So I'm rocking one brake now. I don't know. You'll see. I'm gonna take it out in the morning and make sure it's all good. Hey, Afghanistan, what's up? Good to see ya. Not really a lot to do on the Trek. It's pretty much together now. I'm gonna change the bar and the stem. I'm gonna put this stem on it, I guess, and a different bar that's gonna be a little more comfortable. But I just, tightened and greased and did all kinds of other stuff to that bike. And what's up, everybody? I'm glad you're here, Van. Pish. I'm not sure if I'm saying your name right, but I know you, and thanks for being here. And chat, what's going on, everybody? Glad you can make it. It's nice to spend some time with you. I've been working on bikes all day at a leisurely pace. And I have one that's together, but it's not the one I was going to go out and do Uber Eats on tonight. I was going to give up on the $10 bike when I took parts off of it to put the Trek together, but I think it's worth saving. And if I put a new set of tires and tubes on it, the rims and hubs are wearing out. It's got cheap disposable parts on that bike, but the tires would be good for a while. And when I do get different wheels and tires, which I could get a good used set on eBay or something, when it becomes necessary, and the tires and tubes should still be good at that point. So I gotta spend like $37 on tires now, but they're gonna last a while. The $10 bike has a flat right now. It's just a cheap road bike. Oh, nice. E-bikes are cool. We've featured a few of those on this channel. But I'm just trying to put my $10 cheap bicycle back together, but it needs tires and tubes. And I got get a new stem because I broke a stem on an 88 Trek today, and I had to take the stem off of the $10 bike and put it on the Trek. And I don't know. Now I have one bike that kind of works. It just kind of went sideways. It is what it is. I haven't heard from him, JPL Rides. I don't know what his schedule's like. He knows I'm here. And how to get a hold of me. Oh, nice. Legend. I was a sponsored BMX rider back in the day, and now I'm riding cheap road bikes and vintage mountain bikes. Oh, Jeff. Thank you, buddy. Jeff Travels with the super chat. Good to see you, and thanks for being here. Oh, Bruce, neither actually in my Amazon wish list. I have them separately in a cart. Like I need these tires, and they're $36.99. I don't know what I'm gonna do about that, but I don't know what tires I have in my. I don't know which list you're looking at, but thanks for even looking at it anyway. I only have like four bikes and no e-bikes right now. Only one bike is completely roadworthy. Yeah, no, I know they're pretty good. I just want to get some cheap Amazon tires. I know these actually. They're decent, and they're 700 by 28s because it's got the bike came with 700 by 32s, but I can put 700 by 28s on it. What's up, Big Boys PEV? Yeah, I like riding Continental tires mostly myself, and Vittorias were pretty good. I had those on the Le Mans Zurich Pro Team had Vittorias on it, and they were surprisingly good. Oh, awesome. I'm glad to hear that, Big Boys PV. And thank you, JPL Rides. Huh. Yeah, I don't know what Slow's plans are while he's here, but I know he's here. Well, thank you again, Jeff Travels, for the super chat. I appreciate you, buddy, and thanks for being here. More or less, JPL Rides, it's not all like dirt roads and stuff, but there are some dirt roads and mountain passes. Uh-oh. Did I get a Cash App? Oh, wow, Bruce. Oh, Bruce. Oh, I gotta make sure Bruce comes back. I didn't have the correct tires in a wish list, so Bruce sent me a Cash App. Thank you, Bruce. If Bruce is here now, I can get some tires for uh, for the $10 bike. We're gonna take some. I'm gonna make a series of videos on that bike, and then we're gonna turn it into a world-class road bike. We're gonna put like $1,500 worth of parts on that $10 bike over time. You know, like as parts need to be replaced. I was looking at the same wheels that I had on my Le Mans Zurich, Bontrager race lights. You can get a set on eBay lately for like $100, and they're originally very expensive. There's a set of American Classic 420, what are they called? Like $1,000 set of wheels down the street on a bike that I can buy for $300. Uh, yeah, thanks JPL Rides. I know you've seen it up close. It's a cheap piece of crap, but it's got a lot of character, and I really love it. But right now it's got a flat tire. I need to buy a stem for it too. But I'm gonna take the stem off of the. Once I can fix the tires, I guess I'll take the stem back off of. This is the stem for the $10 bike on the track right there. So I'll just take that stem back off, put it on the $10 bike with the new tires, and we'll go rolling on that because it's, you know, a smoother, lower rolling resistance bike. But we're gonna rock the Trek tomorrow at the bike ride because I mean it's beautiful. It's a 1988 resto modded Trek 7000 that I've been working on the last couple of days, and it's magnificent. And it deserves to go and represent in the Wednesday ride. So, knock on wood, there haven't been any ulcer bleeding issues since the last time. I've been very careful the last few days. But thanks again, Bruce. I appreciate you, buddy. I'm going to get those tires right after this stream. I gotta log into Cash App on my phone and send it to my account, and then I'll have those tires on the way. So I appreciate it very much. So yeah, tomorrow night we're gonna ride the Trek. And, you know, the bike just feels like 1988. I remember 1988. I was a sponsored BMX rider in 1988. But I did appreciate mountain bikes of the day as well. So this is, you know, if I were my age in 1988, this is a bike that I likely would have gone out and bought. So, I don't know. It's pretty awesome. And we're going to rock that tomorrow. I'm going to take it out in the morning, though, I think. And just make sure everything is up to snuff. You know, I tightened the front wheel axle. I tightened up the bottom bracket. New tires, tubes. The rear brakes have been adjusted. It's only got rear brakes right now. The front gears are shifting perfectly. 1988 was a hell of a time to be alive. I tell you what, Lou and Joe, you guys are here. Good to see you. Fat Lou's here. What's up, buddy? Joe's here. 12 degrees tonight, man. It's gonna be like 94 degrees here tomorrow in downtown Las Vegas. It's too soon for that. I mean, it always gets hot here. Oh yeah, Arizona, of course. Yeah, Arizona's like the only place other than Death Valley that gets hotter than here. Yeah, but we got some hot days in the forecast, and then it's gonna back off. Well, I'm glad you're here, Lou. I'm doing better than I was. I mean, every day it seems like I do a little better, as long as nothing starts bleeding again. So, let me see. I got to, but thanks again, Bruce B. I appreciate you for buying the tires. Bruce has officially sponsored the tire replacement project on the $10 bike. The $10 bike has 11-year-old tires on it right now. And they've been hanging in there. We put a couple hundred miles at least on that bike since I got it. But that back tire just doesn't have any more to give. And the tubes, it's just time to replace them. I'm getting Presta valve tubes. It's got Schrader valve tubes in there right now. So we're gonna, lower the rolling resistance. That's gonna be a smoother bike. But yeah, Lou, the bike that I was out riding last night that I had to walk home with a flat tire, this one, I put brand new tires on it today, brand new tires and tubes on it, but it had a 37-year-old back tire on it, and it just disintegrated last night while I was riding the bike. So had to take parts off of the $10 bike, well, the stem off of the $10 bike to make the trek complete. We're gonna ride it tomorrow, then I guess put the stem back on the $10 bike and put new tires and tubes on that, and then it'll be ready to do Uber Eats on for a little while. And then I've been thinking, like, I'm probably going to be stuck here for the whole summer from the looks of it. Rental car prices have come down, and I've considered the possibility, but the hotter it gets around here, the more demand there will be for Uber rides. I am an Uber driver. If I rented a car for, let's say, like a week at a time, I could sit in the car all day, even when I'm feeling bad, and just drive people around. So the cost of renting a car has gone down considerably since the last time I looked. So I'm actually considering doing that. I've been looking into what I can do in my condition and still earn a living without owning a car. And I could do that without owning a car. Well, yeah, we're going in stages on the $10 bike. I guess JPL rides. It's got the crummy stock tires on there now. The back one's completely bald and the front one is just not good. But yeah, we'll do updates. I want to have, I guess, like if we do the Friday ride this week, I'd rather do it on the $10 bike. Probably because it's better for those kinds of distances. So hopefully I can get it all back together by then. I need to do some Uber Eats on it though, but I gotta kind of like not go too wild at the same time, you know? Like, I gotta be more careful of my health than I have been. So I don't know. That's why I'm thinking about renting cheap cars and doing Uber when it's too hot to be doing anything else. Just sit in an air-conditioned car and drive people around. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But if it doesn't get too hot before the end of this month, I still want to ride the $10 bike to California, the state line anyway. Go to Prim, do at least an overnighter. Been talking to Rod and other people about that. Want to see how many of the group we can get involved in such a ride, but everybody seemed to be pretty interested in it, and we could get like a discount share, hotel rooms or whatever. I don't know. And it's 41 miles from where I'm sitting right now to Prim, Nevada. I want to do that on the $10 bike. So it definitely needs the new tires. So thanks again, Bruce. I'll feel way more confident riding that thing to California with new tires on it and tubes. And this kit comes without rim strips, but I've got a roll of electrical tape, so I'll make my own fresh, brand new rim strips. And thanks, Carrie, for posting the link to the light. And this light has been one of the greatest investments of my life. We've used it how many times now for how many hours? And it still works great. It still does what it's supposed to do. It still creates a good effect at a low price. Some frozen water for the bike ride tomorrow. Yes, I'm going to put a bottle cage on this bike. I have a frozen bottle of water that I forgot to bring last week, was it? Yeah, I think. So now that it's going to be warm outside, I don't want to carry my backpack. I have a little like under seat bag where I can put my little bike pump and a power bank and a phone cable and maybe a couple other little things, and then put a water bottle cage on the bike, the Trek, and remember to bring my frozen bottle of water, and then we'll be good because it's going to be warm tomorrow. Will they let you do it with a rental car, Big Boys PV? Yes. When you get a rental car, you can put as many miles on it as you want, and they don't really care what you're doing with it as long as you're a licensed driver. A lot of Uber drivers in Las Vegas are using exclusively rental cars. Like, they don't own their own cars. So, I mean, that's something that I should look into as well. It's going to be, there's going to be some money involved up front. If I'm going to do Uber rides, I have to get a Clark County occupational license, which is an expense. So before it gets too hot, I'm trying to raise enough money to be able to do all these things to where I can go sit in a rented car with air conditioning and put as many miles on it as I damn well please, because it's not my car anyway. And who cares? And they don't care. They've factored it in. Hey, what's going on, Mike? And yeah, I know with the knobby tires, JPL rides, these are considered, well, no, these are smooth road tires, but there's a way from here to Prim that will be fine with smooth road tires. But Mike, I'm more or less okay now. I checked it earlier, Joe. Weekly at one of the local places was, for me, with taxes and fees, was $221 today. So that's a pretty good deal. Not necessarily Big Boys PV. You can call Uber and give them the information, but I haven't ruled out doing it through Uber like everybody else does. So we'll see how it goes. Yeah, it's all the e-bikes that I've ridden, there hasn't been a place for a water bottle. That's one advantage for analog bikes. Oh yeah, I've been sneezing a lot myself. But yeah, I'll see you tomorrow night, Mike, for sure. No, I believe it, Joe. A lot of drivers around here again are pulling, $1,500, $1,800 a week if they're putting in a lot of hours. I don't know if I'd put that much time into it. I don't need to make a lot of money anymore. I'm retired, basically. I'm dying. So, I'm not trying to overdo it anymore. But thanks again, Bruce. I appreciate it with the tires. Most helpful and kind. 1,500 to rent a car? Not here. So here it's $221 a week right now with taxes and fees. Tariffs, but still, I mean, there's lower demand for rental cars in Las Vegas than usual right now. So prices are still very low. They already own the cars. So prices here haven't changed at all and aren't expected to. I did it for, a month down the road too, and it was less money. It was $209 for a week. Oh, White Castle delivered? Nice. I'm right down the street from a White Castle, of course. I know that tariffs are going to drive the prices of lots of things up, but they're also driving the demand for lots of things down, like rental cars. If people are paying more to simply exist, there won't be as many people visiting Las Vegas, and if the rental car agencies, the hundreds of them in the Las Vegas Valley, want to continue to operate, prices are going to have to be low, even if costs are high. It was kind of for a while, but now, I mean, a lot of people are just not driving in Vegas anymore. Not as many people are renting cars as they used to. A lot more people are taking Uber and Lyft rides versus cab rides. So, I mean, Uber at the moment and heading into the hotter months is actually booming. Prices will be going up for a lot of things. That is true. But that doesn't mean, people will buy them. And when people don't buy them, prices inevitably have to go down. This is what's going to happen. I can see this coming. Um, but being as involved in buying and selling things from other countries as I've been over the last few decades myself, I know ways to cheat the system. I don't have to pay tariffs on importing goods because the factories that I've been dealing with for all these years can break it down into smaller quantities, 2 or 3 smaller shipments. They don't have to come in through a registered importer, so I won't have to pay tariffs. So I'm already discussing with my production partners overseas how we're going to sneak it around, under the table, out the back door, that sort of thing, so that there will be no tariffs involved. Because I know, like, I can't afford to pay for tariffs, and if I'm paying to have goods imported, I have to pass the higher cost on to whatever consumer. And, I know I'm not going to sell as many things that way. My margins are going to suffer. So there's no possible way I can afford to do it like that. So there are loopholes in the system that I will be exploiting. I'll have to check it out, the legend, and thanks for being here. Yeah. Yeah, everything that comes from China, Mexico, or Canada in bulk is going to go up in price. In bulk are the key words. I have very strong, decades-long partnerships with Chinese factories, and we have already made, arrangements to do things a little differently. And I think a lot of people are going to do it that way. So you will still be able to find deals on certain things. Um, it's just, like retail stores are going to suffer. The big boxes and everything, because they order in massive quantities. So they're going to pay all the tariffs. All the prices at Target, Walmart, everything else are going to go up drastically. But my prices are going to stay the same. So you can come get your stuff, the things that you need from me, because I'll still be getting the things that China makes, that America doesn't make, and passing the savings on to you. And I do appreciate it. No, AliExpress is going to boom now, JPL rides, because we don't have to pay tariffs in regular, lower quantities. If you're buying from Temu and stuff like that, none of those prices are going to go up because it's not being tariffed. Those items are not being imported, they're being mailed from China, and there's the difference. There's the hack, there's the loophole right there. If they're being mailed, if they're not importable quantities, there are no tariffs. So AliExpress, Temu, DHgate, all that stuff is probably going to boom now. Yeah, AliExpress, I've been dealing with them, Alibaba, since like 2005 or something, like 20 years probably, with Alibaba and DHgate, and that's how I found a lot of the production partners that I have now, was just buying in smaller quantities, dabbling in different types of items. And then over the years, I've had, a chance to vet all these different factories. I know which ones are the best and the most, cost effective. So we'll be talking a lot more about that in the future, because the only way I can afford to continue to exist is if I'm not paying tariffs. So I'll not be paying tariffs. Oh, Cervelo copy. I've seen a lot of those. You can buy some good fake bikes from China. I'm not sure that I would. Yeah, big boys, and I know you guys, you PEV guys, you know the hacks, and AliExpress is one of them for sure. Yeah, I mean, don't buy your road bike frames or mountain bike frames on AliExpress or Temu or any of that. But some e-bike parts, accessories, bags, chargers, you can find some deals. Yeah, I mean that's not bad. JPL rides. Um, Depending on what kind they are, but there's nothing wrong with saving a little money these days, that's for sure. I mean, I'm getting road bike tires and tubes and tire levers for 36.99 on Amazon. Thanks again, Bruce. Um, and they're not Continental Gator Skins or Pirelli P Zeros or Michelins or anything like that, but they're gonna do fine on a $10 bike. It's gonna be better than what's on there. Yeah, no, I do too. JPL rides and um a lot of people say that's the way to go because it's the same bike you're getting with in many cases with someone else's brand name on it, but likely from the factory that makes it instead. That's it. That's one thing that I've sorted out after so many years of dealing with Chinese factories, big boys, PEVs. I know which ones are good or not, and you can get good things out of the good factories because that's just the one that some other brand name is maybe just putting their name on. And you can buy it blank from the factory that made it for, a couple $100 less, maybe, depending on what it is. Yeah, I've seen, 58, 62, whatever mile an hour scooters on Temu and Alibaba and stuff, no brand name. And, they look pretty decent. I trust certain ones, JPL rides. You're, right to be cautious because there is some junk, to be had, but there are some really good ones too. But as far as, all the accessories, chargers, whatever else, you could save a lot of money that way for sure. AliExpress. I think we're pretty much there, Joe. There's a couple of Korean companies that have got scooters and bikes going. Well, I guess like well over 100 kilometers, obviously, but a couple have scratched 100 miles an hour, I guess. Probably be a while before they're available to all the rest of us. It depends. You can get a lot of junk in Taiwan too. You got to vet Taiwanese factories as well. Yeah, 200 miles of range. I'll I'll ride an e-bike again as my daily form of transportation when it, keeps up with slower traffic and has 200 miles of range. That's the bike that I am waiting for too. JPL rides. Yeah, I know the Aniokis are, tons of range and still plenty of speed. Yeah, that's pretty good. It's getting there, but it's I don't know. Like when it'll do 200 miles at 35, 38 miles an hour, so like I'm in the slow right lane or the bike lane, but keeping up with traffic. That's the one I'm waiting for. I'm glad to hear that, Big Boys PV. I expected it would probably be pretty good. Those are the kinds of scooters that I like. Like not, just more or less commuter scooters, but good commuters with, good range. That's another thing when, as battery technology improves, like right now, there's competitive downhill mountain bikes that are electric that you almost can't tell are electric. Um, so I mean that's becoming more the norm now. Like these big bulky bikes with huge batteries are kind of, phasing themselves out slowly as things are becoming lighter and more streamlined as battery technology improves. Solid state and all of that is really right around the corner. Yeah, but it's not like mainstream yet. Solid state is going to be mainstream on, high boys and segways and uh, hay bikes and stuff like that here pretty soon. So I know solid state battery technologies existed for a while, but it's not normal in these bikes yet. So I'm talking about, like when everything is using batteries that weigh half as much or less and they look more like real bikes. That's the ones that really stood out to me, and I know JPL Rides probably saw a few of these in the Saturday ride. There were bicycles in the ride that were e-bikes. They looked like regular bicycles, and then upon a closer look, it's like, oh wow, that's an e-bike with a mid-drive motor, but it looks like a regular BMX bicycle. And they were under power through the whole ride. So I mean, that's what I'm talking about. Um, a downhill mountain bike that weighs maybe 40 pounds and it's electric. It's getting there. It's not mainstream yet, though. In 5 years from now, it'll be mainstream where even hay bikes are using solid state batteries, and you can get one for $600, and the bike weighs 40, 45 pounds. That's what I'm looking forward to. They're going to keep getting better and cheaper. Like TVs. Well, that's the thing. That's where solid state comes in. Big boys PEV. The batteries are just gonna keep getting better and lighter. And that's, what I'm really looking forward to. Sure, in the wind, but, I try not to ride in the wind that much myself. Um, I don't know. Like e-bikes to me, even the ones that I rode, which weren't that heavy, 75, 80 pounds, those are lighter weight for e-bikes, bigger fat tire e-bikes. But they're just too bulky. They didn't feel as good as motorcycles, but they felt bigger and slower and more weird than bikes. I mean, it was an easy way to travel, but I much prefer regular bicycles or, like motorcycles, mopeds. So, and wind resistance too. Like a lot of these mountain bikes that I've been seeing lately, there's a lot less wind resistance than like any traditional e-bike. Yeah, tailwinds are good. I mean, I gotta ride analog bikes in the wind. I get around on bicycles. But, like some of these 200-pound e-bikes, I know they have tons of range and stuff, but you'd never catch me buying one. I need something a little more streamlined, or I'm just getting, like, I would think a gas-powered, even like just a little Honda Mini Moto or something would still make more sense in a lot of ways. I did like the class 3 bikes that would do 28 miles an hour. Those were still too bulky, but a step in the right direction, I would say. Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, JPL rides, and I know, your build is going to be a lot lighter than a traditional e-bike, a lot more streamlined. It's going to ride much more like a regular bike because it was a regular bike. So that's kind of what I'm talking about, like I've seen some electric dirt jumpers, people doing like mountain bike dirt jumps on e-bikes, and that's something I can get behind. Yeah, the tires are certainly heavy, but if it's a thick, bulky frame with a big battery, just like, I don't know, it depends. I mean, every e-bike plays a role and serves a purpose. Um, so it's really just, you know, get the one that you like and ride that. But for me, I think right now, if I could afford like a $6,000 downhill e-bike, I'd probably get one of those. Well, yeah, they all go fast downhill, but I'm talking like downhill mountain trails, like full suspension mountain bike. But I'm only 48 years old. I can still blast air on a bike. I could almost blast some decent airs on my Hachi Cheetah. Just couldn't quite get it going fast enough, and it was a little heavy. But, I had 4 or 5 feet of air on that thing a time or two. But, a bike that weighs half as much and is, quite a bit faster and more streamlined, I think it'd be fun to do some pretty good jumps. Well, I guess I better switcheroo some money around and order some tires. And big day tomorrow. But thanks again, Bruce. Appreciate you, buddy, and everybody that's been hanging out, tuning in. I appreciate it. Hope everybody's having a good night, and good night, Paula, and everybody. So yeah, I'm probably gonna take the Trek out in the morning and just give it, like I've done a lot of work to it and put, new tires and tubes and such. Changed a lot of parts, so we're gonna see maybe how it rides in the morning. If you guys are available, make sure you got your notifications on. And then of course the Wednesday night ride, and then should be a nice one for Friday too, so we'll see. Thanks again, Bruce. Appreciate you, buddy. You have a good night as well. And okay, JPL rides. I'll see you if you're available. But of course, you gotta work if you get the chance to. But all right, good night, everyone. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you again real soon.